Obtaining and conveying workplace information. Information can come from virtually anywhere: social media, blogs, personal experiences, books, journal and magazine articles, expert opinions, newspapers, and websites, and the type of information you need will change depending on the question you are trying to answer. Different purpose will require information from a variety of sources, therefore, you need to understand where to go to find certain types of information. By doing this, the specific and relevant information is actually accessed from appropriate sources. Also, the same should be applied in conveying information to workmates, superior, or customers. This way the gathered information or ideas may be effectively transferred or conveyed to the right person. Two general types of communication. 1. Verbal. These are oral and written communications. 2. Nonverbal. These are visual images, printed or digital, and body language, facial expressions, gestures, eye contact, sign language, etc. Verbal communication. The sharing of information between individuals by using speech. Individuals working within a business need to effectively use verbal communication that employs readily understood spoken words. Verbal communications are of two types: 1. Oral communication. 2. Written communication. Oral communication. Oral communication is a process of expressing information or ideas word of mouth. It can be either formal or informal. Formal presentation at business meetings, classroom lectures, commencement speech given at a graduation ceremony. Informal, face-to-face, casual conversations, telephone conversations, elaborative, casual, friendly discussions that take place at business meetings or break time. Advantages of oral communication. Oral communication is best in case of problem resolution. Oral communication is essential for teamwork and group energy. It is best to transfer private and confidential matter. There is high level of understanding and transparency in oral communication, as it is interpersonal and feedback is spontaneous. Thus, decisions can be made quickly without delay. Disadvantages of oral communication. There may be misunderstanding as the information is not complete. It requires activeness on the part of the audience receiver. Oral communications are not easy to maintain. It is time-saving as far as daily interactions are concerned, but in case of meetings, long speeches consume a lot of time. Written communication. The written communication is the most common mode of business communication. In any organization, the electronic mails, memos, reports, documents, letters, journals, job descriptions, employee manuals, etc. are some of the commonly used forms of written communication. Characteristics of written communication. Most formal type of communication, used for documentation, used for circulation of information. Conventional by nature. Presence of both sender and receiver is not necessary at the same time. Time factor. The slowest form of communication. It has fewer cycles. A creative activity. Advantages of written communication. Easy to preserve. Easy presentation of complex matter. Permanent record. Prevention of wastage of time and money. Accurate presentation. Use as a reference. Delegation of authority. Longevity. Effective communication. Maintaining image. Proper information. Less distortion possibility. No opportunity to misinterpret. Controlling tool. Easy to verify others. Disadvantages of written communication. Expensive, time-consuming. Red tapeism, the practice of requiring excessive paperwork and tedious procedures before official action can be considered or completed. Also called red tapery. Red tape is an idiom referring to regulations or conformity to formal rules or standards which are claimed to be excessive, rigid or redundant, or to bureaucracy claimed to hinder or prevent action or decision-making. It is usually applied to governments, corporations, and other large organizations. Wikipedia, useless for a literate person. Difficult to maintain secrecy, lack of flexibility, delay in response, delay in decision making, cost in record keeping, complex, lack of direct relation. Non-verbal communication. Communication without the use of spoken language. Non-verbal communication includes gestures, facial expressions, and body positions, as well as unspoken understandings and presuppositions, and cultural and environmental conditions that may affect any encounter between people. Characteristics of nonverbal communication. Verbal and nonverbal clues coexist. Body postures, gestures, and dress suggestive of social status and education level. Nonverbal clues are more reliable than verbal clues. Nonverbal clues carry cultural biases. It is necessary to interpret nonverbal clues in relation to their context. Facial expressions, gestures, eye contact, etc. Body language. Body language is a type of nonverbal communication in which physical behaviors as opposed to words are used to express or convey the information. Such behavior includes facial expressions, body posture, gestures, eye movement, touch, and the use of space. Visual communication. Use of visual images is the practice of using visual elements to convey a message, inspire change, or evoke emotion. It's one part communication design, crafting a message that educates, motivates, and engages, and one part graphic design, using design principles to communicate that message so that it's clear and eye-catching. Effective visual communication should be equally appealing and informative. Some common types of visual communications in the workplace include infographics, process diagrams, flow charts, road maps, charts and graphs, visual reports, slide graphical presentations, mind maps. Appropriate medium to transfer information and ideas. Memorandum, circular, notice, information, discussion, follow-up, or verbal instructions. Face-to-face communication. To be able to maintain good working environment, all must keep in mind that workers should use appropriate lines of communication with supervisors and colleagues, following the company protocol and identifying to whom a worker should be directly reporting to. This practice will avoid cases of bypassing an unintentional cause of upset to the higher management. Also, to be able to access authorized information for workplace use, procedures for the location and storage of information should be well defined, whether one or both of the following: manual filing system, computer-based filing system. Personal interaction to workmates, superiors, and customers should be carried out clearly and concisely.